channel, Robby reads ASMR. In today's video, we are going to be reading some more fairy tales, but this time we're reading from Aesop's illustrated Fables. This is another book that I recently bought, and like the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales book, it has a lot of different fairy tales, but they're on the much shorter side. So in today's video, we're probably going to be reading about 10 of these. So let's get started. Aesop's illustrated Fables, with illustrations by Walter Crane, Ernest Grissett, and Arthur Rackham. The Fables. The Fox and the Stork. A fox one day invited a stork to dine with him, and, wishing to be amused at his expense, put the soup which he had for dinner in a large flat dish, so that, while he himself could lap it up quite easily, the stork could only dip in the tips of his long bill. Some time after, the stork, bearing his treatment in mind, invited the fox to take dinner with him. He, in his turn, put some minced meat in a long and narrow-necked vessel, into which he could easily put his bill, while Master Fox was forced to be content with licking what ran down the sides of the vessel. The fox then remembered his old trick, and could not but admit that the stork had well paid him out. At the end of every fable in this book, there is some sort of moral to be learned, or a lesson. And for this one, it says, a joke is often returned with interest. Jupiter and the Camel. The camel, once upon a time, complained to Jupiter that he was not as well served as he ought to be in the means of defense and offense. The bull, said he, has horns, the boar, tusks, and the lion and tiger, formidable claws and fangs, that make them feared and respected on all sides. I, on the other hand, have to put up with the abuse of all those who choose to insult me. Jupiter angrily told him that if he could take the trouble to think, he would see that he was given qualities shared by no other beast, and that, as punishment for his foolish complaint, his ears should be shortened. And the moral is, individuals do not always know what is best for them. The Dog and the Oyster. A dog used to eating eggs saw an oyster and, opening his mouth to its widest extent, swallowed it down with the utmost relish, supposing it to be an egg. Soon afterwards, suffering great pain in his stomach, he said, I deserve all this moment for my folly in thinking that everything round must be an egg. They who act without sufficient thought will often fall into unsuspected danger. The Woman and the Hen. A woman had a hen that laid an egg every day. The fowl was of superior breed, and the eggs were very fine and sold for a good price. The woman thought that by giving the hen twice as much food as she had been in the habit of giving, the bird might be brought to lay 2 eggs a day instead of 1, so the quantity of food was doubled. The hen thereupon grew very fat and stopped laying altogether. Figures are not always facts. The Wolf and the Lamb. A hungry wolf one day saw a lamb drinking at a stream below him and wished to find some excuse for eating her. What do you mean by muddying the water I am going to drink? Said he fiercely to the lamb. Pray forgive me, meekly answered the lamb. I should be sorry in any way to displease you, but as the stream runs from you towards me, you will see that I am not to blame. That's all very well, said the wolf, but you know you spoke ill of me behind my back a year ago. Nay, believe me, replied the lamb, I was not then born. It must have been your brother then, growled the wolf. It cannot have been, for I never had any, answered the lamb. I know it was one of your lot, rejoined the wolf, so make no more such idle excuses. He then seized the poor lamb, carried her off to the woods, and ate her. And the moral of this is, the wicked always finds an excuse for wrongdoing. Jupiter and the Bee. A bee made Jupiter a present of a pot of honey, which was so kindly taken that the god bade her ask what she would, and that it should be granted her. The bee then desired that wherever she should set her sting it might wound to the death. Jupiter was loath to leave mankind at the mercy of a spiteful little insect, and was annoyed at the ill nature of her wish. He therefore said that while, for his promise's sake, he would give her the power to harm, she must be careful how she used the power, for where she planted her sting, she would leave it, and with it lose her life. Evil brings evil in return. The wolf, the she-goat, and the kid. A she-goat, leaving her house one morning to look for food, told her kid to bolt the door, and to open to no one who did not give as a password a plague on the wolf and all his tribe. A wolf who was lurking about unseen by the goat heard her words, and when she was gone, came and tapped at the door, and imitating her voice, said, "A plague on the wolf and all his tribe." He made sure that the door would be opened at once, but the kid, whose suspicions were aroused, replied, "Show me your beard, and I will let you in at once." Double proof is surest. The Bat and the Weasels. A weasel seized upon a bat, who begged hard for her life. "No, no," said the weasel, "I give no quarter to birds." "Birds," cried the bat, "I am no bird, I am a mouse, look at my body." And so she got off that time. A few days after she fell into the clutches of another weasel. The bat cried for mercy. "No," said the weasel, "no mercy to a mouse." "But," said the bat, "you can see from my wings that I am a bird," and she escaped that time as well. And the moral of this is, it is good to have two strings to one's bow. The dogs and the hides. Some dogs, famished with hunger, saw some cow hides steeping in a river. Not being able to reach them, they agreed to drink up the river, but it fell out that they burst themselves with drinking long before they reached the hides. Attempt not impossibilities. The Wanton Calf. A calf full of play and wantonness, seeing an ox at the plough, could not forbear insulting him. "What a sorry old drudge you are," said he, "to bear that heavy yoke upon your neck, and with the plough at your tail all day, to go turning up the ground for a master. You are a wretched slave, and know no better, or you would not do it. See what a happy life I lead. I go just where I please, sometimes in the cool shade, sometimes in the warm sunshine, and whenever I like, I drink at the clear running brook." The ox, not at all moved by his address, went on quietly and calmly with his work, and in the evening, when unyoked and going to take his rest, he saw the calf being led off by the butcher. He pitied him, but could not help saying, as he passed, "Now, friend, whose condition is the better, yours or mine?" Youth and folly often live together. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this whispered reading of Aesop's illustrated Fables. I'll definitely be doing more videos of these fables. There are quite a few more of them in this book, so I'll probably make this a series and do multiple videos. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to my channel, Robby Reads ASMR. I do a lot of different ASMR whisper reading videos. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite fable was from this reading, or if you have one that I haven't read yet, let me know, and I can definitely do it in a future video. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.